Hi, Lambkins. My name is Emily Foxmillian. I am a writer and the social media manager for Spilled Ink. I'm here today with Miss Gillman. We are going to be talking about quarantine, how we've been adjusting, and student council elections and all that good stuff. So, Miss Gillman, how are you?
All things considered, pretty good. Yeah.
That's great. So, some clarification for people who might not know who you are. What is your position at Fort Collins High School, and how long have you been here?
So I work in the integrated services department, and I support math classes. So I co-teach with a lot of your favorite teachers like Miss Payne and Miss Bruxford, and actually I think I've almost co-taught with almost all of the math teachers in the department so far, except for I think Mr. Supis and Mr. Luckison. And then I also run our student council. And those are my roles there. Yep.
And I gotta ask, because it was really surreal yesterday because of the weather. Did you enjoy your snow day?
So when I was looking at the weather upcoming, I was kind of bummed because I really enjoyed last week with the beautiful weather and the 70 degrees, and I'm ready for spring. But there is something about a snowstorm that just makes me happy. So I really did enjoy it. And my dog loves the snow, so taking her out in the snow is just, you can't help but be happy. So yeah, I did enjoy it. It was nice.
Yeah, it was so weird because there was so much of it. I felt like I hadn't experienced that much in years, but it happens every year where I'm just like,
it does. Especially in the spring, we get these big giant snowstorms. I actually had a Facebook memory thing that was 7 years ago, and it looked almost identical to this. So it's definitely that spring snow.
I feel like I'm the only person in Colorado who might really detest the snow. It's so pretty, but I hate the cold. It's a problem. But
yeah. Well, so inside our warm houses, it was okay. So
right. Yeah. We're all protected and warm. So what have you been doing during quarantine? Have you picked up any new hobbies? What's been going on?
Well, honestly, teaching from afar through my computer and trying to do all the stuff that I would do on a normal day-to-day basis takes like 3 times longer at least. So really, I've been pretty consumed during the day with getting stuff done for that. It is student council election season, so there's a lot that's going into that right now. I love to run, so I've had time for that in the morning, and I've really been kind of amping that up, which is cool. So I've been doing a lot of running, spending time with Katie that, we with our crazy busy lives may not have had if we didn't have this time. So I'm thankful for the time that we've had together. We've been enjoying doing movie marathons and I don't know, just hanging out, puzzles, that kind of stuff, cooking dinner together. It's been really nice.
What movies have you been watching?
We watched a bunch of different stuff on Netflix for a while, but then we decided we're going to go through all the different series that we have. So we are almost finished with Harry Potter right now. So, and I hadn't watched it in quite a few years, and it's, it's a great one, classic. So we have the last one we're going to watch tonight, and then we'll be done with that series. I'm not sure what's next yet.
Have you seen Tiger King?
No. No, both my brother and sister have talked about it and have watched it, and I just haven't. I'm not resisting for any reason. I just haven't had the time to commit to sit down and kind of, because I think once I started, I'm going to want to just sit there and binge on it. So I have not yet. So have you watched it?
I have, and it's my favorite thing. My parents hate me for it because I'm sitting there and I'm like, oh my God, she killed her husband. And they're like, Emily, this is literally TV trash. You can't be doing this. But
it's pretty bad. My brother, we do a Zoom call. My brother lives in Miami and my sister lives in LA, and we do a Sunday night Zoom call with the two of them. And he had the Snapchat filter of the Tiger King with him, and it was hilarious. It's just, I said he pulled off the mullet really well. He should consider it. So yeah, it was pretty funny. Yeah, but no, I have not ventured there yet.
Yeah, it's really interesting. So, because school has been officially shut down, what was your initial reaction to that news?
So, as we kind of that date got pushed back a little bit, that we weren't going to return until whatever it was, the April 17th, and then it was the end of April, and then everybody talked about us kind of assuming that was going to happen, but when they released it, I was shocked. I was shocked. I didn't think they were going to do that early. And I guess I hadn't prepared for that. So Katie and I both, my daughter, for those of you that don't know her, she's a senior there at Collins this year. And we both struggled that evening that it was released, and the next day. It's hard to kind of wrap your brain around just all the things that you look forward to in the fourth quarter of the year. It's fun. It's the celebration of all the hard work that every student has put in, especially seniors. And I mean, I look forward to going to school. My energy, I get my energy from you guys and from being around my students, and it's hard to do that through a computer. I'm really thankful that we have stuff like the video, chats and the different team things that we can do, but it's, and it's great to see faces, and I try to do that as much as I possibly can, but it's not the same as being in the classroom with my students. And we kind of just like, I feel like every couple days something will come through on email where it's like, oh, we're going to do this piece virtually, and it's just another kind of like, man, we're missing out on that too. And we're trying to stay really positive. But it's an adjustment. It's a huge, it's grieving, I guess, is what I would say. We are grieving the loss of a lot of different pieces of the school year, and some celebrations that Katie and I have been looking forward to for a very long time. And so we're definitely trying to make the best of it, but sad.
Right, of course. And that's really tough having a kid, but also working at Collins and, watching them grow up through that. It's really tough, and I'm sorry about that. So what has been the most frustrating part about quarantine, either through work or, I don't know, anything?
I think just like I was talking about earlier, the work piece, at least, it just takes a lot longer to accomplish things that normally wouldn't. And it's frustrating to not be able to see the people that I want to see. I think other than work, it's kind of, well, honestly, my frustration lies in, I just want people to really understand how important this is and the reasons that we're doing this. It's hard on everybody, but I mean, and it is, and everybody has their own loss with this and their own way of dealing with it. And so I can't take away any validation of anyone, the way they're feeling, but it's sometimes good to put it into perspective that we're safe in our homes, and that's what we're being asked to do. And I think that if you kind of just think of it as that, it's a lot easier to kind of take in and to do. And when I see people, still going out and getting together or going to each other's houses, it's frustrating because it's putting other people in danger. And I want people to take it serious, because it's very serious, and I just worry so much about all of the people in our community, and I want everyone to be safe.
Yeah. Everyone please stay inside if the government asks for it.
Right?
Yeah, it seems so simple to me, and I understand that there are circumstances. My sister just spilled water. Sorry. There are circumstances, but I just stay in your home, wear a mask. Right.
It's not really. We're not being asked to go fight. We're not being asked to really sacrifice a lot, and that's not, I shouldn't even say that, because there are people that are sacrificing quite a bit, and jobs, and it's very stressful and scary, but in the big scheme of things, I just want people, especially people that really can, to take it seriously and stay home and protect those people around you and understand the bigger picture here.
Yeah. And you mentioned family time. What is your favorite thing that has come out of this unfortunate quarantine?
Katie and I have gotten to do a lot of cooking, which is really fun. She's the better baker and cook than I am altogether. She really enjoys it. So she's been baking a lot of stuff, which means I need to run more, but that's okay. But she's been doing that. And then we've also been just getting out and walking or running together, and that's been really fun. But just kind of having I mean, we just are both so involved with so many things at school that we would go to school at, 7:30, 8 o'clock, and we would get home at 8 o'clock, like 3 out of the 5 days a week. And we just wouldn't have that time together. And now we do. We have a little more flexibility and time in the morning to actually make breakfast and sit down and have breakfast together. And same thing with lunch and checking in and getting out and walking and watching movies together. It's just that flexibility of time it's been really joyful for us to have that. And I just feel like almost it's a blessing with her going off to college next year that I have this little extra bit of special time with her.
Yeah, that's a positive way to look at it. I actually really like that. So what has she been making? Because I'm a little jealous right now.
Banana bread is her go-to favorite, and I try to only go to the store like every 2 weeks, so I often buy too many bananas, so that's one that we will have plenty of, and it's really, really good. And then she does this like citrus bread, so she's done it with usually just with oranges, but she's done with mandarin, the little cuties, because we had those left over. But it's like just kind of a, I don't know, sweet bread, but it's got like a glaze of the orange over the top, and it is so good. She made snickerdoodles. I think she's gonna make chocolate chip cookies today. So the baking is, yeah. And then dinner, it depends on what we've got in the fridge, but she does a really good job. And then I just feel spoiled because she just, like last night, she got it all ready while I finished working on stuff and served these wonderful vegetarian enchiladas, and it was delicious. So yeah, it's pretty awesome.
I'm so jealous. The most I've been doing is getting a bowl and then filling it with Doritos, sprinkling some Oreos on top, and then going to my room and hibernating and watching Tiger King. That's it.
That's awesome.
So Student Council has been one of the many school organizations that has been trying to put smiles on people's faces, along with other organizations like the FCHS Lambkins Instagram. They've been doing stuff. So with the virtual Spirit Week, I want to applaud Student Council for that, because that was extremely cool. Are you happy with the outcome of that? What was the plan with that?
I mean, yeah, well, it just was kind of like, okay, hey, we're moving into being at home longer than longer than the spring break. And so what can we do to just keep people's spirits up? And I feel really fortunate. I'm good friends with one of the advisors from Rocky. And so she and I bounce ideas back and forth all the time, and just trying to, see what other people are doing, trying to keep that engagement up and students' spirits up, and trying to have some fun. So yeah, I mean, we're honoring the seniors. I'm putting that through the FCHS Lambkin page, but putting up senior pictures every day. And now it's kind of fun. I don't know if you've seen the staff senior pictures.
Oh my God, they're the best.
That one's fun. So you get to guess who it is. I'm rocking the really, fun bangs. Oh goodness. So you get to guess who it is, and then you get, we're throwing out some prizes too. So we've got some gift cards and stuff that people can put in, or can be put in for a raffle for once they guess. And yeah, it's just trying to do some stuff to keep people engaged in good spirits, some fun, just to have some fun. So yeah, we've got some more stuff coming up. We're going to do some different things honoring the seniors, I think, later on towards the year, but we've got Environmental Week next week, so we're supporting that group. So some dress-up days and some activities that just all went out on social media, so definitely look for that and send your pictures in for that one. And then I think also peers are going to do the Stop and Think Week, so we'll be supporting that one as well. Yeah, so some fun stuff in the upcoming weeks that we're just trying to keep everybody with us. So
awesome. I love that. And so Student Council reps were just announced.
Yes, congratulations, by the way.
Thank you. I'm a rep for juniors next year. I'm very excited. Yep. I'm a little biased. I'm really excited, but we wrote a small article regarding the changes from it being, I don't want to say it was always a popularity contest, but dialing it back so that it was more advisor and student based, and yeah, so that changed online.
Yeah, and Hannah came and interviewed me for that. That was great. We just, The voting is a piece of it. It should be. It's an election, right? So voting is definitely still a piece, but we felt as though there was more to it than just that. We have this full application that students fill out, and that needed to play a role into it. So we changed it so the application would be reviewed by our seniors, and it's anonymous, so I take everybody's names off of it so they don't know whose it was, and they kind of rank those based on the answers that the students put in there, and then the advisors also go in and rank them and look at the teacher evaluation piece and that stuff that goes into that. So it feels more like it's got some weight. It's like a third for each of those pieces instead of it, like you said, I hate to use that term too, but a popularity vote, it really has a little more substance to it, and looking into what these students want to contribute to student council and not just how many people they know. So that's kind of why we changed it.
Yeah. My dogs are barking. I just gave my sister the nod to tell them to be quiet. I've got a corgi and a dog that's part wolf. So she's got it. Okay. They're hyper. Probably saw someone across the street. Oh my gosh. I was gonna say, but so did seniors vote online and rank those because you had to switch online, or how did that change?
Yeah, well, we've always done kind of I just make a Google spreadsheet and just, take names, anything that's identifiable off of it for them. And then they just go through it, and each of them do it separately. And so it's, it's all kind of averaged out by each of the 8 seniors. Usually I have 9, but 8 seniors this year that do that. It'll be the same for the student body officers. So now that we've got all of our class representatives, my current juniors who are in student council this year can run to be a student body officer for next year. So the president, vice president, secretary, and treasurer. So those ballots actually just went to your emails this morning. And it'll be very, very similar, except that they actually have an interview with the advisors. And so myself, Mr. Johnson, and Ms. Dunn. And then the entire council looks through the applications and ranks them anonymously as well. But yeah.
That's awesome. I really love that.
Yeah.
And so do you prefer the style of voting that usually takes place? Was it more difficult because of the coronavirus? Was there really any change at all?
Sort of, yes, because the campaigning piece. So normally we're in school and students can hang up posters and everybody kind of has that equal shot. So it was kind of this last week, I wasn't sure exactly how do I just let everybody do their own social media campaigning, and then looking into it more, that really the equity piece of that just wasn't there because not everybody has the same access to different social media platforms. Even internet maybe plays a role in that. So we just decided to have everybody do one poster, a virtual poster, as you know, and I just put those all up on our own student council social media accounts. So it really was just everybody saw the exact same thing, everybody got the same amount of publicity, and so that was more work than normal. And so especially I mean, Instagram, I'm learning a lot too. I've been on Instagram for a while, but it was fun to try to put together those kind of things and just get that out. So that took a lot more work. Other than that, the voting has always been online, at least as long as I've been the advisor, and the applications have been online. So that piece was very similar. It's more the campaigning piece that just really had to be adjusted since we aren't there.
Right, of course. And I suppose we're near the end of this interview, so I will ask you, what are your words of encouragement to those seniors or students that are struggling with the transition onto online?
I mean, just it's okay to feel what you're feeling. Like no one can tell you what you should be feeling in this time, and you should be positive, and thank goodness for this, and you're gonna feel what you feel, and that's how it has to be. And reach out to people. So don't sit and feel it alone. This is something that is really like challenging and new for everyone involved. And so it's really validating to be able to talk through that with somebody. So please reach out to people in your life that you feel comfortable with. I know I'm missing my students. So anytime that people want to jump on and video chat or call or whatever, just reach out to people that you need, because they're probably needing the same thing. So like High School Musical, we are all in this together. So
that's amazing.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you for this interview. Lambkins, thank you. Please go check out the FCHS StuCo Instagram and all the people that are trying to make your lives easier. Check out Peers if you need help. And Ms. Gillman, thank you for this interview.
Absolutely.